Hi everybody, Bentley Compost Guy, Christy here again, and this is my February 2018 update for my Bag Vermicomposting project. I just wanted to provide you with an update just to see how things are coming along. I've taken a very quick look in here, but for the most part I haven't really done a whole lot of looking to see what's going on, just because I didn't want to disturb things too much, just in case there was something that we could talk about. So, pulling back the garbage bag here, some of the things I see right off the bat, there's quite a few springtails in there. You can see a white worm wiggling around. There's quite a few white worms. And that is okay. White worms are in there performing a similar function to red worms. They're sort of a distant relative of the earthworms. And they perform a similar function. They just break down waste materials and all that jazz. Now if you see a massive, huge gobs of them, that could be something that's going to be a cause for concern. It means something is off, but for the most part, they are a great addition to your ecosystem. And the same goes for the springtails. A lot of people get all worried about them, and they're performing a very similar function to the composting worms. So you have to kind of start to kind of respect all these little critters a little bit more. A lot of people tend to think that anything other than a worm is bad, but it's just not the case at all. Anyway, the surface of the material in here is quite worm worked. You can hopefully see a sort of granular texture in a lot of areas. And worms have really been producing some worm castings and just working through this tea bag material. I'm just going to dig around a little bit. You can obviously see lots of leftover debris, which isn't stressing me out too much. If I was majorly concerned about it, I would probably be cutting these strings off and all the rest of it. But I'm very mellow about this. Later on, I can screen everything out, I'm sure. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. Whatever is left over will be a great living material or something along those lines. So it's not really going to be a problem. You can see I'm uncovering these dense zones of springtails. As I go down here, let's just get in there with the gloves and start to see lots of worms coming out here. Oh yeah. Worms look fantastic, very healthy, vigorous, good color to them. And it's quite moist in there. Now it's almost sludgy in a sense, but it's so well aerated. The worms love that kind of moisture content, and the fact that it's so well aerated that it just smells beautiful. It smells earthy, and no hints of anaerobic conditions anywhere in here. So the oxygen is clearly permeating down into the lower zones, which is great because, like I said, the worms do actually love it wet. But a lot of times, wet conditions, end up being anaerobic conditions as well. And I think part of it is the fact that this is a pretty slow system. We're not doing anything too quickly or too crazily. And these tea bags, compared to mixed food waste, reasonably stable type of food. It's not something that's just going to go break down super quickly and cause all kinds of problems, which is a lot of times what can end up leading to this this lack of oxygen. All these microbes are going crazy. trying to process all these waste materials in there. They're using up oxygen as they go, you know, these aerobic microorganisms using up oxygen, and it really puts a demand on the oxygen that's in the system. So this is a bit more of a mellow system, and there's not a ton of material in there. So it's kind of a different ball of wax, and it's great. I'm very, very happy with the way this is coming together. I am seeing lots of cocoons in here. I don't know, there's one right in the center of the screen there. You might be able to see that. Otherwise, I don't know that you're necessarily seeing them. I'm actually seeing them all over the place. That was one thing I wanted to check on today, because I haven't up till now really had any major indication that there's tons and tons of breeding going on. But now I am seeing them all through this handful that I have right now. You can probably see that one, that nice bright yellow right in the middle there. So that's certainly a good sign as well. Nothing earth-shattering here. It's nothing like my worm in Mega or anything where you just heaps and heaps of worms. But who knows? Who knows what will happen over the course of the next few months. That's basically it. Everything is very positive. No cause for concern at this time, other than, you know, a little bit of hassle later on maybe with all this string stuff, but not a big deal at all. So I'm just gonna, this is my deposit. I kind of cut back a little bit on teas this past month, I think, so not as big a deposit as the last time. But again, I'm not really concerned. Everything's pretty mellow. And they've got plenty of food. They're certainly not going to starve, that's for sure. So just do my usual routine, clear a little space, dump them in, and off we go. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I will likely have another update for you by the end of March. Once again, this has been the Compost Guy Christie, and thanks for tuning in.